Dylan started asking about the military and showing a curiosity from a really young age, and at that point I thought it was just normal little boy bravado. Little boys like firemen and police officers and soldiers, and Dylan was no different. But I knew by about third grade, at about 9 years old, he came and asked me if I would help him search on the internet what Navy SEALs did and what was required to be a Navy SEAL, and he wanted to be the best. So that gave me my first inkling, and then it just progressed and got more and more. 18 and looking at joining the military, and he had already received a full-ride scholarship to be a Porsche mechanic at a specialized training college, and I was thrilled for him because he would have a great career. He would never have to worry about money. And then he came to me and said, I'm rethinking this, and I think I really do want to go in the military. So I took a deep breath and went with him to his first few recruiting sessions, and he took the test to enter the military, which is called the ASVAB. And his ASVAB scores were, according to the recruiters, through the roof. They were very high. And he sat me down and he said, Mom, I don't want to be a desk jockey. That's not what being the best means to me. Being the best means making a difference in this world and taking care of people who can't necessarily take care of themselves, and protect people who can't protect themselves, and take the skills that I possess, which I feel is being a great protector, and putting those to work. That means being an NCO. So for non-military person, that means a non-commissioned officer, not being an officer. So he said, I want to be what you would consider a grunt. I want to be the boots on the ground. So you're not invited to my recruiting sessions anymore. And I will make those decisions for myself because I know what being the best means to me. I didn't trust his decisions during the recruiting process. I was a mom, and I wanted him to have the skills that once he got out of the military, he could still make a six-figure or better income and be set. But he had other goals and aspirations. And I learned through that to trust him, to know what was best for his life. I will never forget when he really, in my eyes, became a full man. When he was getting ready to deploy. He's deploying again to the Middle East, but his first tour was in Afghanistan, and this was a few years ago, and he wasn't married yet, so he was a single soldier, and he came to my house because he was living on his own, and he asked to meet with me, and we sat down in my living room, and he sat across the couch from me, much like I'm sitting across from you, and I thought he was going to be talking about something else, and he sat down and said, today we went over our wills and our trust and our life insurance, and we got all of our paperwork in order, and we were asked to make a mental inventory of what we were about to embark on. And then he told me that he had counted the cost and he was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice. And as a mom, you're having the heartbreak of realizing you could lose your child for what he's chosen to do, and at the same time that your heart's breaking, your heart's bursting with pride because you're realizing he's one of the few of the 1% in America that is willing to fight for total strangers and for a cause, and go in with the eyes wide open. And so you choose, I think you learn as a military mom, to focus on the positives. And the positive is that your son's an amazing human that you can be really proud of. And he really is making a difference in this world. And so then my son got in country, went over to Afghanistan. Initially, they were at a forward operating base called a FOB, But we knew from the get-go that that was not where they were going to stay long. They went to an outpost, which was basically surrounded by about a 4 to 6 foot sandbag fence with barbed wire on the top. And then they had a guard tower that they all took turns at, 12-hour shifts in the guard tower, guarding against the Taliban. And they had a communications room, but you had to put your name on a list to use it. So about once a week, he would get access to that computer. But if he was running a mission, he ran convoys. And so when he was outside the wire, running a convoy, and they ran over 1,500 missions during 6 months, and then he moved to help close down FOB Kunduz in the northeast sector. He and about 4 or 5 other buddies were handpicked for a special mission to go help close down that FOB. I heard from him more when he was at Kunduz because he had more access to the COMM room. But during those first 6 months, there were times I wouldn't hear from him for 2 or 3 weeks. And it got to be pretty stressful in the beginning because your mind can play tricks on you. And I would watch the news and I would hear about a convoy that hit an IED and 14 people were injured and 2 were dead. And it was something in your head, you're wondering, was that my son's convoy? I watched Saving Private Ryan after my son had deployed, and I had seen it before he deployed, and it's a different movie to me now. I understand that importance of that mission to save Private Ryan now. And before that, I had a lot of questioning the wisdom behind saving that one young man of his family. And now I get it, because every single person, whether it's a son or daughter, is important in a family. There is a part of being a mom that will always care. So when he deployed to Afghanistan, certainly all those mother instincts were on fire, worrying. And so that's just part of any mom's process of learning how to let go. And I have a deep faith, and so my faith helps me. I tell people I spend more time on my knees praying now for my adult child than I did a lot of times for him growing up. I am very grateful for who Dylan is, because he is an amazing man, and my younger boys can't learn from anybody better. Just an amazing big brother. So my 16-year-old, when it came time for him a couple years ago to need to learn how to shave, Big Brother is the one who taught him how to shave. And he is an amazing husband. He doesn't have that resting, badass face when he's with his wife. His eyes are so soft, and he is filled with so much love. He adores his wife. My son's turned out far greater than my own expectations could have turned him out to be. We can all find our purpose in life and be at peace with that. We're doing good. And my son's doing good. He's figured out his purpose. He's figured out what he is good at. He thrives in that environment. So I would want to run the other way. If I were in northern Afghanistan and doing what he did. But he doesn't run the other way. And he's figured that out. And he's made of something special. And he doesn't shirk from that. He doesn't run from that. And so through that example, I don't shirk from that. I just accept it.